Um, Bottom line is we feel like there's a lot of backlog going on right now,
Mm-hmm.
and it's very positive because we've had probably a record backlog at this time of the year for the year 2022. It's just like the phone's ringing off the wall. We're getting emails, we're getting response from our newsletters and our marketing efforts. And so we're seeing it's like almost back to normal, not quite there yet, but we're getting a tremendous following. We're getting a tremendous contract signed for live events, and none of these are virtual events right now. Some
Are
people are changing them, but really most everybody's doing it in live right now.
are people kind of itching to get things back to normal?
Absolutely.
Just
It's
wanting.
really an interesting comment because it's almost they've waited so long. 2020 kind of a train wreck
Mm-hmm.
as far as what they were to do. 2021 still the overflow of
Did you not
2020,
know these men?
and then 2020 going to 2021 is going to be kind of like I didn't know what to do. Do we do virtual? Is COVID coming back? So now in 2022 we have Omicron, which is there, but
Mm-hmm.
yet we're having a live this weekend. We have multiple lives. We've got 8 events in February, and then backlogged in March, April, May. So it is positive that people are committing for the live auctions, and it's to me it's kind of like it's a wake up call that we're back. It's really exciting news. We feel like 2022 will be positive for the fundraising for the organizations, the nonprofits, the schools. We're really excited to be working with them because we've got a lot to offer them right now, and it's very exciting.
So before we get to, go back to kind of the challenges, let's talk about the positives. So
Mm-hmm.
what are some of the things that you're most excited about as we move into 2022?
I think one of the key things is kind of a one stop shop, which is kind of interesting to say. But the value add services we put together are kind of a stand apart from the really everybody else. We provided a lot of unique opportunities and ways to make money because it's not about me; it's about the organizations. The fundraising into the night, you go home. They're going to first question they've got: How do we do? How do we do? How do we do? Great band, great food, great location, great valet parking, great items and all that. But how do they do year over year? So what we've got, which gives them the attributes of our value add services, we give them the auctioneers, we give them the spotters, ringmen, same thing. We provide the technical support, which is really critical. It's mission critical because a lot of times some of these other software companies that do the bidding technology, they'll say, hey, you're online, you're on your own, get your committee, we'll do something online. Well, it's Murphy's Law the night of the event, 1-800 versus here's our staff right there with the equipment. So we give that peace of mind for the people to really engage with the crowd as opposed to worried about the internet or worried about, what swipes we do or don't have. We take care of all that. The other thing is the music. We have the entertainment. We have lots of DJs. We've got music to adapt to any kind of genre or any kind of theme. We have the social media, which is really positive for us. If they want us to blast out social media per their event, it's one swipe and ready to go. So it gives them a feeling of awareness and mind share of their event. We always can do that through the social media that you've set up with us. The other thing is the merchandise and the memorabilia. It really is great because we switch over. We look at the demographics of the crowd. We look at the location. We look at what's hot in sports, what's hot in military, what's hot in purses, baskets, wine baskets, and all this. We've got all that stuff, and so we kind of look at what would be sellable at your location and how we can adapt to that. Which we did the salute for the military, and it was a home run. I mean, they just had record money, just 4 times the X of what they did 2 years before on a live event. And that is, we're caring because we have meetings with the people. We talk about who they're going to have there. What's the crowd like? What's the expectation? What's the demographics like? And when we analyze that, we say, okay, this is the best things that are needed for people to spend money and give them profitability for the organization. The other thing is our trips, the destinations we've got. We're really proud of that. We'll talk about that in a little while, but we're very proud of the destinations because we vet those destinations. We've been to most of them. We understand what sells because if I'm on stage and I see them selling, we know they're hot. We know that people love to travel and go on vacations, domestically,
Especially now.
internationally, especially now. They're ready to get the heck out of the house. And so the issue is we customize. We look at that based back on the demographics, what they did last year, what they did 2 years ago, and how that sold from us or from another company, and what we can do to filter in a trip live or silent or raffles or whatever, and then provide that to make money, which is basically what they're there for. The raffles are the raffle professional ladies we've got. They're really in tune to the theme, the genre, the crowd, the expertise, but they're professionals. They're trained to sell raffle items that we have on the system. So those are on the system. You don't have to worry about tickets and half. Don't have to worry about chasing the buckets. So we do that automatically where we announce the winners of the raffles. But that's a really big way to make money too. And we can donate as need be with one of our clients a voucher trip that we've got to certain locales around the United States. So we kind of enhance that. So with the silent, with the live, with the memorabilia, with the merchandise, with the raffles, and with the heads or tails game we play, these are all unique that we've been proven to be successful for the organizations. And that's why all these things come together as us, DM Auction Services. And that's where we can advise, consult, and what we feel like makes sense for your audience, for your patrons, and for your organization.
That's awesome. And I mean, what's cool is each one of those sections that you talked about, every person that's kind of spearheading those things for DM Auction Services has years of experience doing this and is able to really counsel. I mean, you guys essentially counsel that nonprofit to make the best decision for them. There's no one size fits all,
No, and exactly right, because it's a golf tournament, it's a gala, it's a luncheon, it's a skeet shoot, it's multiple things they do to raise money. And we can fit in, and we have fit into each one of those segments. We do the skeet shoots, we do the golf tournaments, we do the galas, we do the luncheons. So it just depends on what environment they want, and then we can customize our offering to generate revenue and profit for the organization. And that's really important, because we're not going to say, hey, we'll throw all this stuff out and hope it sells. We want to know that it will sell on the front end, so when they count the money at the end of the night, wow, they set a record because of our expertise and consultation and relationship. And we want to know the mission. That's really important too. What is the mission? I mean, is it sex trafficking? Is it, a school? Is it a medical issue? Is it veterans? Is it homeless? We know what those people are looking for as the patrons and trying to help them in any way we can. So when we do the Fund a Cause or Raise Your Paddle, it's all the same thing. We always ask for somebody that's either somebody there or somebody that we can work with to make a speech or make a kind of a compassionate video that'll get people excited prior to us asking for the money. And that's a really key point. So we do the heads or tails, we do the live, and then we do the ask, which is the same thing as Fund a Cause. And then we draw for the raffles, and then the band plays, and it's a night. So we can help in the run a show for the agenda for the night if there's any requirements for that. We have event planning. I didn't mention that. We have Candace that does the event planning. And she's got a big one in February that's going to take a Knights of Columbus Hall and make it into a Taj Mahal type of hotel ballroom with the effect that's going to blow people's mind. And so that's the kind of value that we've got, that if you're not a decorator or event planner, you don't know what to do, she can come in and analyze what your needs are, what you want to look like, what the theme is, what the music is, what the atmosphere is, and then customize it based on that requirements.
So what would you say that for this year specifically, what would you tell a nonprofit, what should they be aware of in 2022? What should they be thinking about prior to putting on their event?
I think basically the one word that's negative is COVID. I mean, literally, you've got to be aware. We're all not doctors. We're not, the Dr. Fauci's of the science world, but we know what is out there. Okay, you want to be cautious about how you expose, how you have the seating set up. Is it outdoors, indoors? Do you have a tent? Do you have a ballroom? Whatever. And that's something to be considerable. But we are seeing people doing the indoor events. Like I'm saying, there's 500 people that are coming this Saturday night for our event that we're doing. And so they've made a decision to go with it, and they're going to have a crowd, and people feel comfortable, had their shots, had their booster. And so everybody's going to be kind of separated apart, and it's a big, big hotel, so there's plenty of room in the ballroom, in the silent auction area to move around and feel safe. And, the liability or the mask or whatever, that's up to the individual pretty much.
So let's now talk about, we kind of talked about it briefly at the beginning, but DM travel, like the travel, The
travel is really a big part of your revenue. If you look at the live, normally we're doing, dinners with a chef or maybe a special staycation or piece of jewelry or whatever. The main thing that we're seeing the revenue is the travel. We always say if somebody in your patron database has a place in Aspen, has a place in Florida, has a place in Napa that's donated, then that is perfectly the best thing you could have. But most people say, well, we don't have that, or we need some more, or whatever. That's where I come in. I'm here to assist, augment the existing live auction items you've got with our trips. So we have 3 categories of our trips on our website. One is domestic. So we have the Bourbon Trail, we have Billy Joel, we have Napa. We have a lot of these things that are comfortable, some are drivable. We have the coast, we have Florida, Orlando, we have Nashville, we have just about anywhere you want to go. And we have these trips that are kind of customized with excursions, with some value add dinners, etc. The second thing is the international. So Tuscany has been sold 200 times by me, and people go. I've been there. It's very exciting. People love it. It's beautiful. It's like the history of the world. And then you've got Mallorca, and then you've got Turks and Caicos, and then you've got these places that are kind of the wannabe places you want to go to just go and see the Caribbean, or go and see Europe, or go in to see Ireland, and just see places that are kind of a unique experience, but yet the money that's the profits go into the organization. And we know that. So when I'm doing the bidding, I start above the consignment cost on our trips, and then I move it up, and then I move it up to a certain level, and then I multiply split those trips where I can sell not just one, I can sell like five. So if you're making $2,000 off of one trip times five, it's $10,000. And that's reality. That happens all the time. Because I see a level where the people are bidding. I don't just want to say, well, forget these guys because they didn't bid high enough, because I know what the profit is before I get on stage. And so the highest bidder could be 5 or 4 people, and I'll just say sold, 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 and sold. But to answer your question, the trips we've got are vetted. We really work hard to make sure the concierge people are satisfied. The booking, the booking structure is there, and we always do a follow-up, either a reference, testimonial, or feedback. But people are happy to travel now. It's a new 2022 will be trips, 2023 will be trips. We offer 2 years to travel from the date of the event.
So what, do you have any new, I know we talked briefly back in December about some new trips that were coming in 2022.
We have a staycation in Granbury that's an exotic car experience. So we have 2-night stay, Granbury, with dinner at a beautiful steakhouse. It's where they film 1898 or 1899. And then we have a boat ride. But the main thing of these exotic cars, you're going to be on the track and actually in the car.
So you get to drive it.
It's a driving experience.
Cool.
3 cars, Lamborghini, Corvettes, Ferraris. It's all there. They have like 12 different cars. This is a cool trip. The Billy Joel.
Fast and Furious comes to life.
It's really cool. We're going to have events out there too. The other thing is, we've got a dream. It's called Sea Dream, and it's not a cruise ship. It's a yacht, and the yacht has like 200 people for 100 clients or customers. So it's really one-on-one. It's exclusive. It's classy. It's very nice. We have a penthouse in St. Martin, which has gone over really well. We have a villa for 14 people in Europe. We have just some unique experiences that are a little bit more upper scale, if you will, luxury, premier. On our website, they're called Premier. And these are things that we feel like that will make money, that will sell, that are unique, one of a kind, and people love them. So we dig for that, where we feel like it's a really neat villa. All of our places are pretty much villas, private locations, and destinations. Because where's the value of me just giving you a hotel somewhere? We want to give you a place that's comfortable, it's private, you can go eat dinner anywhere you want, but you're in a home of somebody else's villa or house.
So how does it work? Like if I'm throwing a nonprofit event, I call you, I'm using you as an auctioneer, and I'm like, hey, how do I figure out what trip is necessarily good for me to put on my live auction? So like, can I pick any of them?
Yeah, absolutely. If you feel like, hey, Dean, I've been to Turks and Caicos, I think that'd be great for the fan base, for our patrons to go to, we'll put Turks and Caicos on there.
Cool.
If you feel like people want to go to Europe and they feel safe and they want to go to Italy, you got that. You got Ireland. We've got a Grecian deal, 2 islands in the Mediterranean on Greece. That's in there too. We have golf trips to Pinehurst, golf trips to Lajitas, golf trips to Broadmoor. So we have kind of like the Disney for the family. We have that trip. But to answer your question, it's kind of like, what crowd do you have as a database of demographically who's going to be there, and then we can go together consultatively and tell you what we feel like will sell. And then the second thing is, I like to look at what's happened in the past. What happened the last year or the year before when you had a live auction? What sold? What didn't sell? Could you split them? Again, it's all, if somebody has something to donate, take that and go crazy with it because it's zero cost. But yet, to answer your question, it really is an analysis of the people that basically own the places and the locations. And we know that. We know where to go and what to do because we've done it for 10 years and we sold 450 trips last year. And that was in a down year kind of too, 2021. And we made 3.5, and I'm not bragging, we made 3.5 million for the revenue for the organizations. And that's really exciting. It really is. So in a year that we think is kind of COVID in, COVID out, 3.5 million in revenue to the organizations and 450 trips. So we did hit the home run with trips selections, like we're saying.
So you're really excited going into 2022.
I am. I'm seeing the phone ringing off the wall. I'm seeing people emailing us. They're calling us. it's very positive that people say, hey, this one stop, the value add of all the services you provide, give me a peace of mind that I just worry about getting my crowd there and having them have a good time. Because you're going to do the support, you're going to do the technology, you're going to do the live auction, you're going to do the event planning. These are as need be. As you need this, it's a service we offer. And for you, social media is the hottest thing going right now for myself and for these clients of what we're doing with social media. That's expanding out your organization, putting it out there to, thousands of people. And it really is important for us too.